minute. I'm going to give it 1 minute here. Let me get my desktop set up. So if you're watching this on playback, just skip a minute, like the first minute. And then I gotta make sure we're live. There it is. Oh, yeah. Stand by, stand by. Oh, we're at the 1 minute mark. We have 2 people. All right, 3. Give me just a minute. Let me grab an adult beverage. Hold on real quick. Welcome to the 3 that are here. Yeah, I smashed my finger, right? I just must hate my digits. Give me 5 seconds. Skooky! What's up, B-Dog? Hold on a sec. Did you grab me a can of apple juice? See, I did the live stream right now right by the fridge, so I could have a tasty beverage. Cheers to the 4 that are watching. First beer of the day. It's tasty. Ooh, that's a little cold. I may need to turn adjust the fridge a little bit. Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's your Beekeeper here. It is Tuesday, the 25th of May, 2021. I think about that. It just sounds weird. Hey, what's up, Disabled Deer Hunter? It's real good to see you as well. I hope you're doing well. Yes, Goke, it's apple juice, right? I'm pretty straightforward. I don't like to fight my beer. Every now and again, I'll get the fancy beer, but for the most part, it's either Jack Daniels or it's like a Bud Light or something. It's easy. Quite the impromptu live stream. I haven't put up a video in a couple months, and there's a very good reason for that. I was up in the ranch property second week in March, so I guess it was a little over 2 months ago, and the weather was inclement. I think I talked about it in my last video when I fixed the exhaust on the Dodge. And it was a quick weekend. It was a quick turnaround. I had some things to get up there. I had some things to get done. The pipes were frozen in the house when I got up there. It took me a full 24 hours of being under the house, and I found some deficiencies in the pipe work. Anyway, it was, and we'll talk about that in a minute, but it was a crazy 4 days, and I left out of there and I forgot half my stuff. I don't know, I had a brain cramp or something, and half my stuff included all my cameras that I shoot YouTube videos on. And I didn't take any video that whole trip, and I don't know why I took the cameras out of the car. I don't know why. I know right where they are. And I got home and I was like, oh yeah, see, I got the lens cover for that little contour roam for one of the contours. But the camera's been up at El Rancho now for 2 months. So I haven't had much content. So what I did do is the other day I felt I had some decent content. So I borrowed one of these guys from my brother, the GoPro something, a GoPro teeny tiny. So I have video on this. And then I've got actually quite a bit of content in here. And I've got to get it into this computer right here. And for some reason this GoPro won't talk to my desktop, my Mac. I don't know why. If I plug this in, the contours I can plug into there and it'll pull information right out of the camera, but this GoPro won't. So I had to bring home my card reader from work, which I did today. I've been meaning to do for the last 2 weeks. But yeah, buddy, when I was up there, the frozen pipes, it was brutal. So I've owned that property for about 20 years, and in the 20 years that I've had it, 2021, yeah, just right now, as a matter of fact, I think it was the end of, well, we may have just cracked the 20-year anniversary. It was 2001 when I closed on that. I think it was the 3rd week in May. April, might have been April. I don't know, it doesn't matter. Um, I think there's only been 2 or 3 times when the pipes have actually like legit been frozen while I've been up there. That's not to say that they haven't frozen and thawed out when I haven't been up there. But I was up there, and it's normally not a bad drive, but it took like an additional 3 hours to get up there. It about doubled my drive time because of the snow. And the last 100 miles, or it was 80 miles to get up there, was four-wheel drive, and it was 20 miles an hour, and it was sketch. It was cuckoo. But I digress. So I was up there. I was tired. I got up there late, like early late evening. It was like 9 or 10 o'clock at night, something like that. Pipes were frozen solid. I was a little bummed out, so I waited till the next day because I didn't really want to mess with it. But I ended up getting underneath the house with a hair dryer and spent the better part of the following day digging up the floor. I thought I could access the pipe from the mudroom, so I pulled back the carpet, cut a hole in the floor, dug, and then it turns out that the way the pipe was routed, I couldn't get to it. So that was an exercise in futility, which is a bit disappointing. So I ended up having to crawl into the house, and it's a bummer because the access to the house is in the laundry room, which is about a 30 or 35-foot belly crawl through rodent poop and insulation that the rodents have pulled down, and it's just funky. So I was in coveralls, and I had a mask, and I had my head wrapped up, and gloves and all that stuff. But I crawled under there with an extension cord. Hey Jan, how are you? Good. It's good evening to me. It's 7:47 Pacific Standard Time on Monday, May 25th out here. It was good to see you. Hey Scott, it's good to see you too, my brother. I haven't seen you in a minute. It's good to see you. I hope you're doing well. So I belly crawled that 35 feet over to the pipe where it comes in through the foundation. Got under there with a hair dryer, and I handled business, got water going again. And I also realized, and I hadn't done this in 20 years. I've never gotten that deep underneath the house, at least not in that direction. But I realized that the plumbing, the pictures are on this phone that I'm shooting this live stream on, but there's a low spot, and there's a stub out, and stupid, they never set it up to have a drain there. It's just stubbed out and capped. So I didn't know that was there. I thought I was properly draining it before, but apparently when I drained the pipes before, I didn't get it all out, and the remaining water laid in that. It was probably a half gallon of water, if even. It's a short section of pipe that was designed to be the drain, but they never completed it when they built the house, which is weird. So the next time I go up, I hope to go up by the middle of June. I need to get up there and cut grass and stuff before fire season. I didn't have to cut grass in March because it was middle of March because it was snowing still. But if I get up there in the next 3 weeks or so, I'm going to be able to get a good cut going before the 4th of July. It's usually when fire season starts. And I'm also going to add a ball valve and a way to drain the pipes properly. Oh, Jan, it's Tuesday morning. There you go. It's Tuesday evening for us. Scott, you lost my number. Yeah, buddy. I've got it on this phone that I'm filming this with. Okay, so anyway, I got up there and I handled my business that I had to do. The reason why I was up there, the maintenance I was up there for, and I came home and I forgot all my cameras, so that's why I haven't been filming anything. But in here, and I can't remember, let me scroll down here real quick. I can't remember if I showed, I think I did, what did I have to do? The grinder engine, I realized had no compression again. I realized it's a bad head gasket, so I did kind of a redneck RTV silicone fix, put the head back together, and I've got about 12 or 13 hours of runtime on that machine. I do have a rebuild kit sitting in the garage right now for it, so that'll be an upcoming video. I did take a video of the diagnostic and teardown of that 5 horsepower Briggs, where I figured out it's just tired. It's got 1,000,000 hours on it. And then the follow-up video, which I haven't shot yet because I just haven't done it yet, is the rebuild of that engine, which I have the kit, similar to what I did to that Honda engine. I've got that in there. I bought a yard vacuum, a Billy Goat yard vacuum, I don't know, about a week or so ago. And Ontario, what's up, Derp? and the billy goat is badass. I stole it from a guy that was about 40 miles from my house. I've been looking for one for a while. You guys know I've got more than 3/4 of a mile of blacktop driveway leading up to the house, and I'm tired of raking pine needles in backpack blower. Usually, what I'll do is I'll put on a backpack blower, or Skippy and I will each, because I have two up there backpack blowers, and we'll just blow the road clean, just to get the organics off the asphalt, and definitely in the late fall when all the pine needles fall, because when the pine needles get frozen to the ground, they jam up the snow blower. So at least for me, I want to make sure all the pine needles are off the road when things start to get wet and when things freeze. So the Billy Goat vacuum is video that I have on. What do you guys do with the camera? Oh, this one. I got it on here. I have several other things on here. But now that I've got my card reader, I can get it off onto the computer and I'll get some videos uploaded. Sorry for the 2-month pause. I haven't been dead. I've just been working a lot. I got 4 apartments dumped on me at the last minute. 3 years ago, when I took this project manager's position, and I tapered off all my contracts except for one for my own construction business, I thought I would slow down, my hours would slow down, but they haven't. It's crazy. But I have the beauty of both being self-employed and working for a company that has full benefits, health, dental, vision, all that stuff. Life insurance, it has 403B because they're a nonprofit. They have retirement plan, and I still get to do my own hustle as a secondary income. And in California, it's very expensive to live out here, so it works well for me to do that. But the bad part is when you have 4 apartments dumped on you and they all need a significant amount of work, and I had about 7 weeks to get it done. Yeah, which means I was working a lot. So I didn't pick up the camera a lot. Even though I borrowed this camera, and I just didn't worry about it. It just had to be. I just had to get stuff done. And the last apartment I got done a week ago, like the 18th or something like that. Whatever. They moved in last weekend. I was done. Excuse me. Not this last weekend. They moved in the weekend before. So I spent this last week just getting caught up, and yeah, it's been a wild 2021 so far. Yes, I'm definitely hustling. It was hard, but who's whining, right? That's first world problems. I honestly, it is what it is, and I'd work 7 to 3, and then I'd work 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. on the apartments if it was quiet work. I try to save the quiet work in those apartments because it's an occupied building. The last 2 hours is usually just kind of the fine detail work. If I had painting to do, if I had some drywall work to do or something, sanding, something nice and quiet so I didn't bother anybody. Yeah, Scott, you got the same problem. No vids from you. It's just, man, you gotta make hay, right? And I don't want to work until I'm 100 years old. I want to. I'm just trying to stack cash for retirement, but I'm trying to do it smart so I don't kill myself before I can retire. I guess. I don't know. Just trying to get the money while the money's gotten to be get. Bushy, what's up, my Canadian friend? Bushy, yo. What's up? Who's that? Andy's Doghouse. What's up, Andy? How are you? Busy working on that Fargo, I see. I've been watching your videos of you painting and working on the bed and stuff for your Fargo. Gear! Evening, Gear. How you doing, my friend? It's good to see you. It is good to see you, Anyway, this is quite just the impromptu live stream. Like I said, I realized yesterday, the day before, that it had been a couple months since I uploaded anything, and I was like, man, people are gonna start thinking that I'm dead or something. But I'm only mostly dead. Gravel trucking. You order your Chinese food? No, this is my dinner for tonight. I'm having some barley and yeast. And actually, I had a late lunch. I had a really late lunch, so I'm really not hungry. And I just got in. I was doing some work on the Dodge, just cleaning out the back of the truck. I did a big landscaping, I guess you could call it, at my mom's house. pruned up a bunch of her shrubs and her trees and just kind of got her house, did a little spring cleaning over there. So my Dodge truck was a mess. It had so much in it, and then that's what I just spent tonight doing. I just came in a few minutes ago and thought I would live stream for a minute. Skook. Oregon. I'm sorry, Bush. Damn. For some reason, why did I think? I'm an idiot. I apologize. The Fargo's almost finished. That's awesome, Andy. Like I said, I've been watching you. I've been watching you spray out the black and doing the wood and doing the bed for it, and that's really, really cool. I would, yeah, I definitely am enjoying that series. I don't always comment when I watch things because it's I don't know, it's weird. Sometimes I just get in this mode where I just watch, and I know that's not cool. Sometimes because then people are like, oh, where's that Beekeeper guy? He's not watching my videos, but I do. I honestly watch a lot of the videos of the people that are on here right now. Gear, I watch Andy's videos. Skooky, whenever old Scoop decides to upload a solar video. Rocker Pat, of course. You got a broken neck, Rocker Pat. I watch you when you're out there ripping it up with your lights and in the garage and everything. The honey's flowing pretty good right now. Actually, I don't have any bees. Hey, Pat, I don't have any bees here at my house. A couple of years ago, it might be 3 years ago now, I got a foul brood, and I had to delete all the hives here at the house. I have 2 active, live, and thriving hives at my work. Rooftop hives up there, which are just really, really cool. That just seems to be the right spot. They have a good water source. They have good pollen and nectar sources, and they're doing quite well. Quite well. So the honey's flowing, which is good. GPLE's been self-employed since July of last year. What a trip. Yeah, I tell you, I spent almost 15 years. It was like 4 years and 10 months self-employed before January of 2018 when I took this current gig. And I mean, technically I'm still self-employed, but I was 100% self-employed for almost 15 years. Raised a family. I was married at the time, had 2 kids, put them through schools, good college education. It was extremely profitable for me. It was a lot of work though. Being self-employed is a lot of work. There's a lot of hours that unfortunately are not billable. But I wouldn't change a thing because it gave me a lot of time to spend with my kids. It gave me a lot of flexibility in my schedule to do ranch trips, to raise cattle. I raise cattle up on the ranch property, and then I handle business down here on the California property. Did a lot of driving back and forth, and being self-employed gave me the opportunity to do that. So I don't regret being self-employed for a minute, but it is interesting. It's a little nerve-wracking at first, I'll be honest. There's a lot of work. You've always got to answer your phone 24 hours a day, pretty much 7 days a week. You've got to pick that phone up when people call because they want an answer. And again, that's not all billable hours. It's a bummer. You know, I'm not an attorney. I can't bill you by the 15-minute increments, but it was worth it. To me, it was worth it, calling my own shots. There's a lot of flakes in the construction trade, and which was the reason why I got my license and I struck out on my own. I was tired of dealing with flakes and watching other people get wealthy off me breaking my back. So definitely worthwhile. Bushy from Oregon. Ah, buddy. Maybe we'll have to have a beer sometime. You're in northern Oregon though, right? You're like way north, Bush, I think. For some reason my brain ain't working. Rocker Pat. Let's see. Gear says he's not too bad. Thanks. He's been enjoying having 2 days off. A summer tourism takes off this weekend. That's right. That's right. You got seasonal work that Lebanon. Okay. You got seasonal work that puts you on a hustle during the nice weather. The comments keep us motivated. I know they do, Andy, and I really need to get better at that. I go in waves, and I'm subscribed to probably, I don't know, 50 people maybe, and no, probably more than that, but there's probably only maybe 24 people that are still actively uploading videos, and I watch them all because I don't watch traditional television. I have no interest in TV, and I certainly don't have any interest in the 24-hour news media, but I still enjoy YouTube, even though it's kind of a faltering platform in my opinion, but I enjoy it. I enjoy the honesty of the small channels. I still consider myself a very small channel, And it's interesting, the algorithms that YouTube has put in place over the last few years that has shrunk my viewership. I have my theories on why my views and my traffic has dropped significantly in the last 5 years. But that's politics, and I don't want to get into politics. But I do watch you guys, Andy. I do watch channels like you. Um, Rocker Pat. I watch channels like you, GPLE, of course, Scott. I watch your stuff. Skook, I watch your stuff, but you haven't uploaded in a couple of years, probably. Gear, I watch all your gardening videos. I watch all your stuff and things. And I should, and I will. I make this promise, and it's on video, so that means it must happen. I will at least say I'm here. There was a guy, Terry. His name is Terry. I want to say he's WTBM. Frick, I can't remember what his channel is. Anyway, his comment was cool. That's what he would say on all the videos. Just cool, cool. Which is fine, right? It's just a little handshake saying, hey man, I was here. I watched your video. Your video is cool. But I try to make some insight. Sometimes my brain doesn't want me to make insight, and I just give you a thumbs up and I move on. But I will do better, I promise, because I do watch the videos as I wind down in the evening. And again, like I said, I'd rather watch there are a couple big channels that I do watch and I do enjoy, but they appear to be genuine. For what that's worth, they appear to be genuine. I don't like the scripted stuff. I'm not interested in that stuff, which is why I've always been drawn towards the smaller channels that are just honestly showing their projects and showing what they do. That still interests me. I mean, I've been making videos for more than 10 years now, which is kind of crazy, but yeah, about probably at least 11 years. I'd have to look. But I still enjoy the smaller channels. I still enjoy, just like I said, just the raw honesty of people just doing projects and doing things. But I have video in here that I'm going to get. I got that yard vacuum, which is up there. I have I got a lot of stuff that I want to get done this year. I want to get that Cardinal camping trailer going. I want to get that bathroom install, which I think people might find interesting, on how to put a bathroom in a little 12-foot stem to stern. It's actually a 10-foot box, but a 12-foot tiny little camper to have a usable toilet with a holding tank and a water tank, and just making the most use of space. I've got that little red Volkswagen, which is it's ready to hit the road, man. I want to get. Oh, Bushape just asked how the Red Bug's going. The Red Bug's good, man. That thing runs like a champ. I've had. Hold on. Let me back up a little bit here, because I think comments keep us motivated. Andy's Doghouse. 24/7 work. Hey Scott, that's what I just said. You're right. You're absolutely right. It is. It is God honest 24/7 work. But like I said, I have no regrets on stepping away from being employed by someone else. And I did it for a long, long time. I did it for almost 15 years, and I have no regrets about being self-employed. The job I have now that I took, I'm just over 3 years into this current job. It's a lot of fun because it allows me to use this and not this. And it's a job I can do for a lot of years, I think, as long as my brain stays working. I think I'm pretty good at what I do. I think I'm good at running job sites. We've got 2 big job sites now that just absolutely dragged their dink in the dirt for 2020 due to COVID and state OSHA requirements, and just, it was crazy. And even this year right now, 2021 is a recovery year. 2 of the big projects that I'm overseeing are, I mean, we're already talking about, we're not really going to pick up until 2022, which is a little disappointing, which means I need to actually work a couple more years before I can quote unquote retire. But what are you going to do? You got to keep good books. I'll tell you what, you're absolutely right. I do all my own books. I do just because I'm a control freak, right? And I should have spread it out probably over the years, but I don't. I do my own invoicing. I do all my own billing and invoicing myself. I do all my own estimated quarterly taxes myself, and I pay them. I do have an accountant that does my my actual income tax, because I'm not that smart with a couple properties, and I had kid deductions at the time. And in the self-employed, the Schedule C, all the stuff that has to be done, that's out of my wheelhouse. I got to know when to punt. But like quarterly estimated taxes and paying my quarterly taxes, that's easy peasy. I can do that myself. Most money you've ever made for yourself, and that's true, right? Because Scott says that the same here. Most money that he's made for himself is working for himself, and that's true. And if you're good with your money, here's the thing about being self-employed versus having a paycheck. And I mean, I'm preaching to the choir, I'm sure, right? Is that you got to be good at budgeting your money. I was extremely fortunate in that a lot of the companies that I worked for were rental companies, and they were all net 30. And I would do monthly billing, and usually within about 10 days, I'd have a check. And that was awesome, right? Sometimes some of the homeowner stuff, up until about 2009 when the market crashed, I was exclusively homeowner stuff, and some of that stuff would drag for 60, 90 days. And honestly, in all the years I ever did that stuff done, only one person skunked me on an invoice, and it wasn't that much, but it was still disappointing. I worked for decent people. Some people were slow pay, and would take sometimes a few months to pay, and it's a little nerve wracking when that's your sole income. Yes. Skoke says, I wish I had more time to make videos, but work is slaying you. Yeah, man, I know. We talk. I know. Rocker Pat. Pat, I love your videos. I swear, your videos just make me smile because I'm a hack on the electric guitar, and I'll never be a lead guitarist, but I'd be a pretty good rhythm or backup guitarist. And I love getting that electric guitar and just ripping it. God, I love hitting that distortion box and just getting there. And it's been a minute since I picked it up. Probably a year and a half now since my motorcycle crash, and I need to get back on doing stuff now that my hand's been good for a while, but I haven't played the guitar in a while. But that's a lot of fun. I enjoy your videos, Pat, when you got the lights going and you just let it rip. Scoop says he's got one in the hopper. Come on, buddy, make it happen. Pat says he tries to make a smart-ass comment about something in the video. Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, that means you watch it, which is cool, right? Bushape asked me how the red bug's doing. The red bug's doing fantastic. So here's the thing, right? I bought it last in October. I bought it in. Hold on. My throat's dry. Give me just a second here. Take 3 steps over to the fridge. I bought that red bug in October of 2020. The DMV here in the wonderful state of California was closed. For the most part, it was effectively closed. And I never went and got it transferred to my name. The thing's tuned up. It runs like a top. I've completely gone through the brake system, master cylinder, wheel cylinders, shoes, brake hardware. The electrical work I've done, the body work I've done, to a point where it could pass a safety inspection. I need to get an over-the-road permit to take it to a shop to get a safety inspection, brake and lamp inspection. But I've never been to the DMV because even now, good grief, the DMV, the lines out of the DMV are insane. So I have a buddy of mine who builds hot rods. He's got a shop and he builds custom hot rods. He uses a title service company that's going to handle that. And I just got the information from him last week because I'm tired of looking at that bug in my driveway. I need to drive that thing. So it's just a matter of me giving him a call and giving him all the I've got all the paperwork, but I know it's going to take a couple trips to the DMV because it needs to be a VIN verification because it's coming off the accident, right? So it's currently got a clean title, but it's going to be salvaged when all said and done. So for me to do that through the DMV would be I'd have to wait in line for 4 hours, have them say, yeah, we'll start the paperwork, but you need to get a VIN verification. We'll set up a schedule, come back, do a VIN verification. And then I have to make a third appointment to go back for a completion of it, right? So then I get the VIN verification and get a move permit so I could take it to get the brake and lamp and have a third DMV visit to get everything squared away. And that's just not worth my time. So one phone call to this title service guy. He can do VIN verifications. He's going to come out to the house, verify the VIN, and then off he goes, right? And then next thing you know, I'm going to have something in the mail. And then I can flat tow that thing out to get a safety. I also need to do that to that trailer. And I hate to admit this, but I'm going to say it anyway. That trailer, I never put it in my name. I got it in, I don't know, 2 years ago now, and I needed a bunch of work, and I've used it 3 times a year for the last 2 years since I've had it, but it went out of registration from the person that sold it to me in June of 2020. And same DMV, same mess. That's an out-of-state trailer that's coming into California, and it's going to take at least 2 DMV visits to get that one done, right? Get the initial paperwork rolling, and then I need to get a VIN verification. I don't want to deal with that, so I'm going to have title company buddy come out to the house. He can do the VIN verification on both the trailer and the red bug. I'm just going to cut him a check. It's worth my time to just do that, and then that bug's going to get on the street, and I'm going to drive the daylights out of that thing because I like it. Let's see. Andy's Doghouse said he started YouTube so he could learn stuff about his truck, and that's how he met Rocker Pat. He is your mentor. Pat's a badass, I'll tell you what. I enjoy the cars you get into, Pat. I really do. But, oh, mentor, haha, yeah. It's funny, huh? Brian Roberts, holy crap, Brian, I haven't seen you in a minute. It's good to see you. Hello from Tennessee. He's at work, so you got to go. But you saw live, and I dropped in to say hi. I don't see the time when you sent that, but sorry I didn't check it. Brian, if you're still watching, what's up? Haven't seen you in a minute. It's good to see you. John McCoy asks, how's the GTO? Skook says, GTO room. GTO is good. It's right on the side of this door. Honestly, you guys want to know what I'm saying? And I haven't done any videos on this, but I've spent 2 weekends at this point this year throwing stuff away out of my garage and clearing stuff off that car. That car has sat for several years. Any level surface in my house gets something placed on it. And that car is probably, the majority of it is clean. The top surface of it is clean. I've got a few things around the perimeter, and I need to pull that away. Basically what I want before I even mess around with getting that thing, and it's planned non-operational right now, so it'd be real easy. It would just be me calling my insurance company to put on insurance and then sending the fee into the DMV. And that thing's back on the road. Put some fresh gas in it and drive it. But I don't want to have to move things other than pulling off the cover to drive that. So I've been really, really good, really diligent. I've spent several days in the garage. I've been in this house a long, long time, and you tend to collect stuff and trash. And you know me, I've got a hoard, and I want to keep everything. And I'm mental in the brain about that, about wanting and keeping things. Wants and needs are two different things. But so I've thrown a lot of stuff away, and I'm making really good progress in the garage. I do honestly, legitimately, seriously hope that GTO is going to be out this year, because I've made very good progress in the garage, and I'm proud of myself for doing that, letting things go. Scoop says 4 hours on a good day. Yeah, buddy. GPLE says he wished he had that service in Minnesota. Picking up the 84 TA took, I looked at last year. Oh, yeah. There are companies out here that's what they do, title services. And their fee, I think this guy is, I want to say $400 a vehicle. It's between $350 to $400. Excuse me. Per vehicle. And if you think about me, because the DMV out here in my area is not taking appointments, so you've got to stand in line 3-4 hours. The line is long. I drive because there's a DMV by my work, and I'll drive by there an hour before they open, and there's 50 people in line, and I can't burn half a day. What would be a total of a day and a half, right? Because it would be basically 3 days. I would have to burn hours standing out there. But these people with title services, you can get in. I think that they still, because they're like dealers, they need the DMV services, so they have the ability to do commercial. They've got like a separate commercial line. They deal with different people, so they can schedule their time. It's just let a professional handle it. If it's $350 per rig to do it, what's my time worth, and what's my stress, my effort worth? And off it goes. And the next thing you know, I get plates and stickers in the mail, and done and done. We need a GTO burnout video. Yeah, that's actually going to come out. So I have a plan. I want to change the wheels and tires on that GTO. If you know, I got a 66 GTO. I have 67. It originally came with Rally 1, Pontiac Rally 1 wheels that were long gone. By the time I got it, it had steelies and hubcaps. And that was, I bought that car. I was a teenager. It was 1987 or 88, something like that. I was about 17 years old. 88. I think I bought it in 88. Anyway, I was 17 when I bought it. I've had it since I was 17, so I've had it more than 30 years. Yeah, more than 30 years, 30 some years. Um, you can do the math, whatever. It doesn't matter. And it had steels, I couldn't find Rally ones back then because in the 80s you just didn't have the resources to find parts. So I had found some Rally twos, which are 67 through I think 69 or something like that. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Um, Yeah, something like that. Anyway, what I want to do is I want to put the steel wheels with the center caps. They're called poverty caps, and I really like that look. Have black powder coated steel rims with the small center cap, hubcap in the middle. That thing needs new tires anyway. So basically, the long and the short of it is when I'm ready to do that, the next time it goes out on the road, it's going to go out with new tires on it. But before we do that, we are going to just smoke those old tires. Yeah, we're just going to rip them off. Um, those old BF Goodrich. Same what he did with his 66 Beetle, clearing stuff off. You don't need to get that thing roadworthy. Yeah, LRCWV. Dude, man, when vehicles sit for too long, they just become shelves. And that old GTO's got a lot of horizontal surfaces that are easy to put laundry on. They're easy to put my motorcycle gear on. Even though I have a whole rack set up on the back of the garage to hang all my riding gear, it's still like, okay, I'm going to drop the helmet here, I'm going to put my jacket here. And next thing you know, I can't even see a car anymore. That's awesome. The goat is not a shelf. Yeah, I know. I keep telling myself that, but the reality is, it is right now. Choi the Tractor Boy, what's up, my friend? How are you? That looks like a new name to me. I don't recognize Choi the Tractor Boy, but I appreciate you stopping in, having a visit, having a cold beer with the Beekeeper on a Tuesday night. Scott has the dog dish set up too. Yeah, I like that. I like that. And I can get, I think 18s. I don't want anything much bigger than an 18 inch. 18 10s, I think, is what it is. That GTO is also lowered. I've got lowered drops. I've got a disc brake, 2-inch drop spindles in the front with lowered springs, and then I've lowered in the front and back. So that car sits pretty low. Actually, I have two 65/50 15s on there right now, and the fronts rub a little bit. So I need to go slightly narrower, but I do like the dog dish. I do like that poverty cap setup. I just think it looks cool. Cup 85, what's up, buddy? How are you? Good to see you. Long time no see. Gear Gradden was born in 1987. That's a long time ago. Yes, I was but a lad in 87, still in high school, doing stupid stuff with all the cars I used to build. You became a dust trap, sat in storage garage for years at a time. Yeah, that's true too. The dust that gets, even though I've got, and I'm not exaggerating when I say I have 3 car covers on my GTO. Every time I pull it off, it's just got so much dust on it. It's cuckoo. But the fortunate thing is that I don't have rodents that get in there. All I get in my area that get into the garage are these tiny little field mice, but they don't seem to get into the car, and I don't know why. And now that I've said that, they're going to nest in that thing. But Keaton at Good Time Zone. Hey, how are you? It's good to see you. Smoke 'em if you got 'em. Yeah, Rocker Pat. I love doing burnouts. Good golly, that's so much fun. I remember. I remember that GTO when I finally rebuilt that rear axle on that thing because it was a posi track from the factory, but by the time I got it, it was pretty worn out. So it was a one-legged wonder. And I rebuilt the rear end, and I finally was able to do some and you know the kids nowadays, you guys call it drifting, right? We used to call it getting sideways back in the day. Yeah, we got sideways, but the first time I really got good and sideways in that truck, it was with a gal that I was dating, and she just screamed. Oh, she had so much fun. She was laughing and screaming, And yeah, anyway, that's funny. Then I ended up marrying her, and then I ended up divorcing her, and that's where that goes. Do I still have the Baja bug, Troy the Tractor Boy? Yes, I do. As a matter of fact, I have the yellow 75 bug. I've got the red 70 bug, and I have that tan 69 bug. Baja. That one's a Baja bug. The other two bugs are the street. The yellow and the red bugs are street bugs. But that tan bug, which I've talked about before, is a Baja bug. And I was actually going to. It's interesting that you asked that question, Troy, because just this weekend, and I didn't take any videos because again, I don't have all my cameras set up with me. If you're just joining me, the reason why I haven't had any videos in the last 2 months is I forgot all my videos. I forgot my cameras up at the ranch property in March. So I haven't really had any good cameras. And just a few days ago, I borrowed this tiny GoPro from my brother. But I dragged my 69 Baja, which is at a friend's house. I dragged that over to my brother's house. That thing's been sitting for 15 years on the side of a friend's house, and because he wanted that as his first car. My nephew's graduating high school, and he wanted it. And I'm like, yeah, you can have it. It. And so we got it running yesterday. Wait, what's today? Just Sunday. We got it running Sunday. But I started looking that thing over, and it sat by the coast, and it's got some rust issues. And I was telling my brother, even though it was a full cage, and I'm like, dude, the A pillar, the base of the A post is really rotten. And actually, the C pillar is rotten, but it runs like a top. God, he got it running. My brother, I said, my brother and my nephew, I'm like, you guys can mess with this and get it running. And they did. They got it running, but the rust is just too much for him. I don't feel safe with him in that car. Either way, the Baja bug, the 69 Baja is going to go up to the ranch very soon in the next month or so. I'm either going to flat tow it or I'm going to get a trailer and haul it up there. I'll do some videos of that. And then that's just going to be just a little ranch rig because I don't think it's safe for the street anymore. That thing was crashed pretty heavy when I got it. We pulled everything. My brother and I pulled everything back in line. It had already been started to be cut apart to make a Baja kit. So we just finished the Baja build on it. We welded up a cage on the inside. I bought a cage prefab that needed to be welded, a welding kit, which we did. And I drove that thing for 5 or 6 years on the street, but I don't know. You never know. That the pan was bent, the body was bent pretty bad on the front left corner, and just with drivers these days, I couldn't see my nephew driving it. So I don't think it's going to make it back on the road, the 69, just because of the rust issues. But it'll be a fun ranch rig to go bang around on the logging roads, drive around there, mess around in the mud, and that kind of thing. So you're going to see some videos on the 69 bug here pretty quickly. I wish I had taken videos because that thing, like I said, had been sitting about 15 years. My brother got it running in a heartbeat. It's got electronic ignition. The distributor is pointless distributor. And he's like, yeah, I threw some gas in the car, turned the key, and it ran. So that would have been a fun cold start, but I dropped the ball on that because I was busy this weekend. I didn't get any videos. Sorry. I need to get back into 67 to 72 pickups. God, I like those body styles. Skoke, I do. Those old TAs on the car need to turn in tire art. You know it, gravel trucking. Yeah, they're going to. I can assure you that. King Kid, what's up, buddy? How are you doing? Pleasure to have you here tonight. Kittynet says doing good. Been busy. Hope all is well with you. Yeah, things are good. I can't complain. Honestly, I've got, I may complain on a day-to-day basis, but grand scheme of things, life is okay. Life's doing just fine. Yeah, the old TA tires are a death trap. The old Le Mans 67 had them and one let go. These tires on the GTO, and I'm not exaggerating, I haven't driven that car a lot in the last, I think they're almost 20 years old right now. And I would never, if and when, not if, but when that car gets put back on the road, those tires are not even, they're not roadworthy. They've been on there way too many years. I have to look at the brand on it, but they're at least 20 years old. So they're garbage. They're gonna go, and I'm just gonna smoke those things. I'm gonna sell those Rally 2s. I don't have any desire with the rings, stainless steel rings, and the PMD center caps, which are 1967 center caps. Those are 15/8s. I think they are the stock 15/8s. I'm gonna sell the Rally 2s because I don't need them, and I'm gonna go with Steely's and the dog dishes, which I like. Yeah, they. Hey, too late. It's too late. I won. What's up, my friend? How are you? Easy burnout tires. Yeah, they're a really hard rubber, and yeah, if you guys check out those that haven't seen it yet, if you check out my actual channel and you look at that featured video that comes on, those are the TAs that I just ripped the crap out of. We were doing a promotional shoot. I was doing a promotional shoot for Fluid Film. I've got a few videos on my channel of me doing a promotional shoot with the GTO and the Suburban, that '88 Suburban, which I still have. It's at my mom's house right now. She likes it parked in front of her house. She says it makes it look like someone's always there. And I just ripped the daylights out of those tires. God, that was such a fun weekend doing that. Shoot me a price on your old wheels. You can have them if you want them. I mean, shipping's going to be a bit though. Scott, let me get those pulled off. Yeah, let me get those pulled off. I'll make you a real good deal if you want them. Honestly, they're rust free. They're straight. I have 5 of them. I'll obviously dismount the tires because you don't want the tires. I have 5 good Rally 2 wheels, 15/8. I have 4 PMD center caps, and I have 4 stainless steel wide rings. The wide rings are not stock. Those are actually Camaro rings I got from a shop from me probably 25 years ago, 30 years ago. But they're good. I mean, they look nice, but if you're looking for a factory redo, those aren't the ones. But I'll let you know, Scott. I'll let you know. I need to get the new wheels on there first, but you're first in line for them. Cleo is good. Jake the Chocolate Lab says rough. What up, Jake? Cleo is sleeping over there. She was at work. If you don't know, those that are watching, Cleo comes to work with me every day because that's just the kind of work that I have. So she's super spoiled, and she's good. She got to hang out with me today because I was in the office most of the day. I'm reading contracts over. I have a new service level agreement with one of our service providers, so I spent pretty much 8 hours reading, which is why my eyes are tired. I probably look like I haven't slept in a week, even though I have. So glad to hang with you too. Too late, I won. Organized Chaos. So glad to hang with you. I do like your channel too. Again, hey man, I was mentioning earlier about how I've been watching a lot of my subscribers' videos, but I just haven't been making comments because I just get in this zone at night when I'm trying to unwind and calm my brain down. And I've been watching your videos and the stuff that you've been doing, and I enjoy your channel. And I enjoyed that. I was watching some videos on your storm shelter and what you do for the storm shelter, which is different, right? I know you're out in Oklahoma, and you guys get crazy storms. I'm here in California, and I'm near my house right now is very close to the San Andreas Fault, so seismic activity. And I was born and raised in California on the coast of California, so I'm very familiar with earthquakes. I bounced between California and Oregon growing up. My world as a cattle rancher is the Oregon part of my life, and then California is my earthquake stuff. But so I'm familiar with earthquakes, but you guys get those crazy tornadoes and just, oof. But you've got a pretty cool shelter down there that you're all set up for your family and your dogs and everything. What are the specs on the engine in the GTO? There's a lot of numbers on that I don't remember. I built that engine more than 20 years ago. It's a 389 block. It's the original block, the original heads. I've had extensive porting and polishing done to those stock cast iron heads. I know that engine I remember that engine is bored 60 over because it had a lot of miles on it when I got it. So I don't know, what is that? Whatever the displacement makes that. So it's 60 over, 389 60 over. I think that puts that just over 400 cubic inches, something like that. But I had it on a dyno. So the heads are ported and polished. It's got 2 1/4 inch tube headers, hooker headers. I'm trying to think. It's got a Edelbrock Torque 2 manifold, 850 Holley. I think I have vacuum secondaries on there right now. I used to have a 780 with mechanical secondaries, which was awesome. But I have the dyno sheet on. It's got a huge cam. It's got a cam that's even barely streetable. It's ridiculous. Made by Crane. I had a friend of mine at the time when I built that engine. He sold hot rod parts. That's what he did. So we had a custom grind. Crane made a custom crank. That's not right. Let me speak English. Crane made a custom cam for that engine, which is huge, and it's rowdy and it's barely streetable and it's awesome and it's glorious. And that thing has a dyno sheet. I had it on a dynometer and I got 421 or 422 horsepower out of it at to the wheels. So it's got an MSD electronic ignition on. It's really a lot of fun, and it had the two-speed. It's not a Power Glide, whatever Pontiac put in. It had the two-speed transmission. So right now I've got a turbo 350, and for years people are like, oh, why didn't you just build a turbo 400? You're stupid. That turbo 350 is going to break. Well, I had a shop out here called Brizio's Hot Rods. Roy Brizio built me that. Well, not him personally, but his shop, Roy Brizio, built that turbo 350, and he's like, I guarantee this is stronger than any built turbo 400. It's lighter than a turbo 400, and you don't have to modify your drivetrain. So I was sold. So I put that turbo 350 in there when I built that engine, and it bolted right in. So now I've got 3 speeds, and yeah, I haven't been able to break it yet, and I beat the daylights out of that thing. Brizio builds good stuff, and he still builds hot rods now. He's in my area. So you'll take them when you're ready. Cool. That's cool, Scott. Honestly, I'll box them up. You got it. Troy the Tractor Boy. Any new tractor stuff? I don't have any new tractor stuff right now. I think I had that Yanmar 155D, which I sold. The only tractors I have right now, I have 3 of them. I've got the 2 little tractors, those Gilson 1973 Gilson hydrostatic transmission tractors. I'm looking to, here I say it out loud, I'm looking to sell one of them. I'm just trying to downsize stuff a little bit. I don't think I need 2. I have that 40s, I forget the year, 46, 47, something like that. That 8N4 tractor, which runs like a top. I had that out a few months ago just to drive around. I've been looking, I always look for tractors on Craigslist. I'm trying to find something with a backhoe. I either need a mini excavator with a thumb, because I want to move some rocks around the property. So I'm either looking for a backhoe with a thumb or a mini excavator with a thumb. That's going to be my next tractor purchase. But my latest purchase, which was just Sunday, this last Sunday, was that Billy Goat vacuum, which is going to be extremely useful at keeping the driveways clean up at the ranch property. No more backpack blowers, no more sweeping or raking. That thing's self-propelled. I was driving it up and down the street here. I was standing on my skateboard and letting it drive me up and down the street. I was vacuuming because I had to test run it, right? My neighbors think I'm an idiot, and that's okay, because I am. But I got this thing running. It's giant. It's got this big-ass bag on it, and it's got that big suction front. It's a 1971. You can look it up if you want to see a picture. It's a 1971 Billy Goat yard vacuum with an 8 horsepower, Briggs on it, two-speed gearbox, forward and reverse. And so my test drive was driving it around the street, and I was on a lathe, and I cut new bushings for the gearbox, so the shifter's super tight, and I made shift knobs and stuff for it, and a pull start for it. It's ridiculous, but I spent a lot of time on sorting it out, and that's going up to the ranch. That's actually already loaded up in the back of my truck. I hope to get to the ranch in the next few weeks. Hopefully early June. I'll take some time off of work. I've got a few things I need to do still at the apartments before I can duck out of town for a minute, for 4 days or so, 5 days. But I was standing on a skateboard with that Billy Goat pulling me up and down the street, and my neighbors the ones directly across the street from me, they're fairly new. They've been here a year and a half. They lived in that house about 18 months, and they were just looking at me with this. Whatever. I have fun with my life. I don't care what anybody thinks about me. Yeah. The Turbo 350s worked fine. Yeah, and you're right, GPLE. The Turbo 400 is a HP killer, right? That Turbo 3, I never regretted for a minute. I wanted a 400, turbo 400, and Roy Brizio talked me into the turbo 350, and I haven't looked back, and it's been a wonderful transmission. It's really worked well. Rock Pat. Yeah, and I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to shorten my drive shaft. I didn't have to change my I didn't have to move my tranny mount because it was the same. Everything's the same, bolted right up like the 2-speed. Skook says his old 68 half ton at a turbo 400. Kept it since it came with the truck, but turbo 350s are fine too. Yeah, that red Suburban. It's a 91 Suburban 3/4 ton 4-wheel drive that I have up at the ranch. That rusty old ranch rig I have up there. That has a turbo 400 in it with a 5.7 TBI, and no overdrive. In that case, I've got the 700 R4 in my 88 Suburban, but the 91's got the turbo 400 and whatever. It's just transmission. Dinner. My cat, my little 3-legged cat, is looking at me because she hears me talking. She wants food. I bet that was a sight to see. Yes. I have video. The video's in here. You're going to see it shortly because I brought my card reader home from work. As I mentioned earlier, I think before you got in here, too late I won, that I left all my cameras up at the Oregon property 2 months ago, the ranch property. So I borrowed this from my brother a couple weeks ago, but this camera won't talk to my Mac desktop, so I have to use a card reader. I got to pull the micro SD out, put it in here. So when I get done with this live stream, and we're already an hour into the live stream, I had only planned on doing a quickie, but you know how it is. I start talking. I'm going to pull the video off, but put it in there. But I had Skippy holding the camera, and hopefully he got some good shots of me riding that skateboard being towed around. Hi, buddy. Hi, Nemo. Being pulled up and down the street. Say hi to Little the cat. She's not very excited about being here, but if she's going to walk into my world during a live stream. This is my little kitty. She's a 6-pounder. She's a tiny little thing, and she's super cool. And I got her at the shelter. She's only got 3 legs, and she's a good cat. See, she's got that little withered leg. Where is it? There it is. She's got like a little malformed leg thing back here. Some kind of spinal defect. I don't know. She's a good kitty though. She hangs out with me. She's my buddy. I do, baby. A 200 R4 is built right is stronger than the 700. Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'm not extremely impressed with the 700 R4. The one that I have in the Suburban is always hunting. The overdrive is always hunting. I put a little bit of weight in that thing, and it just doesn't. And it's always been that way. I've owned that truck. I've owned that 88 Suburban since it was 5 years old. So like 93 or 94. I bought that truck. It was 5 or 6 years old. It's an 88. Yeah, it was like 5 or 6 years old when I bought it. And that transmission's, I mean, it's held together. I put 200,000 miles on that truck myself with that transmission. But I'm not impressed. I'm just not impressed. You went with a stage 4 700 R4 lower, first and second with overdrive. Damn, that sounds fancy. I'm going, oh, well, you guys have been making all kinds of comments. I've just been here talking and talking. 200 R4 is a direct replacement for the Turbo 350. People kept telling me to swap that on my vet. There you go. Coke needs to get solar up at your new property. Yeah, I need to see some videos, buddy. Actually, I need to call you and talk in person. I want to talk about your property and see what that thing's all about. 66 GMC handy bus, custom van out of 3-speed, 3 on the tree, and a 250 inline 6. God, I love the 60s GMCs. They're so much fun. Such a cool body style. GPLE asked me how I know. I'm gonna burp. Excuse me. With that being said, I need one more. That's all I'm gonna have. I got to be at work at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. I got a meeting at 8 a.m. that I need to prepare for. Excuse me. 6 pound, need to fatten her up some more. She's an itty bitty little cat. She's just a tiny little structure. She's just a tiny little thing. I've never had a cat that small. My last cat was this. She's only my second cat, and I'm a dog guy. I've been a dog guy. The only cats I was ever raised with as a kid were barn cats on the ranch, and 90% of those cats could really care less about humans. Every now and then you'd get a kitten that was just hadn't gotten that fear imprinted in them yet. So this one here is only my second cat. The first cat I had was about 13, 14, 15 pounds or something. So this one being at about 6 pounds is just super teeny tiny. It's just weird. She's a cool cat. Super cool. Very interesting. And she gets along well with Cleo, the 95-pound Rottweiler. Rocker Pat says the 200R4 is an inch longer and the drive shaft will need 1 inch removed or it'll cram everything forward. There you go. Skook says, working on that, heading up this weekend. Hell yeah, call me. I will. I will call you. And GPLE, I haven't forgotten about that either when I get off this live stream because it's on this camera. I'll shoot you a quick text message so you got my number. I'm going to have one more. And then I'll end the live stream. How about that? Yeah, the ice maker. Sorry about that. A little bit chaotic. It is early yet. Gear, it is very early. It's 8:42 Pacific Standard. And I'm not going to bed or anything. I'm just saying I'm only going to stop. I'm going to stop at 3 beers tonight because I got other things I need to get done tonight. I need to clean house. I need to do a load of laundry. Never ends. You know, if you want clean clothes, you don't want to look like a stink pot at work, you got to do laundry. It's a thing you got to do. Cheers. I appreciate to the 16 that are here hanging out. I appreciate you. I just wanted to let you know that I ain't dead. I ain't dead yet. They try. The schedule tries to kill me, but I ain't gonna let it. Grand Prix has 350s and 250s. No need to change the drive shaft. Drink it slow. I don't mind hanging out and without a beer. Trust me. If you guys want to hang out and chat it up. Rocker Pat says it's 10:42 your time. So you're what? That makes you not Eastern, but I guess that's Central. Your Central Standard Time. Yeah, the single life ain't bad. Just got a dog and a cat to take care of here at the house. And she walked back in here and she's staring at me. She's looking for food. She got fed at 6 o'clock my time, so 2 hours and 42 minutes ago. But she used to be a stray, and I think she went hungry quite a bit on the street. So she's very food motivated. This one. And she walked. Come here. Yeah, she's the one who picked up again. She's goofy. Central, Rocker Pat's in Houston. Are you in Houston? I didn't realize that. GPLE, you've only got 2 dogs? You got any rescue dogs that you've been dealing with lately? I had a cat. I did foster a cat that came into our work that was in pretty bad shape in February, March, and then she got adopted in April. I didn't do any videos on her. She was a pretty cool cat though. She was really banged up and really in bad shape. Not this cat here though. This cat's well fed. Spoiled. Gear says he didn't know that, but I guess you reckon you can drink from the milk jug or pass gas at the table if you choose to. It's true. Can you hear her drinking? She's a loud drinker, that one. Whatever. Whatever. That's all I got. More videos to come. The Billy Goat yard vacuum is awesome. That's really cool. That chipper works amazing. I just have to rebuild the engine. But I've got the kit sitting there on the hood of the GTO, right? Because it's a solid surface. And that's that. It's just a nice Tuesday evening. Just chilling out. That's it. Too late I won. How's the bug? Bugs are doing good. We talked about that a little bit earlier, but I will do a brief recap. Both bugs are well. The yellow bug, the red bug are well. They're running. They're running, driving, stopping, good rigs. I'm going to, hopefully, I need to talk to the title guy. I've got all his contact information. I need to get the registration and the Department of Motor Vehicle stuff squared away on the red bug. The yellow bug's good. That's been gone for, I mean, that's been good for several years, but the red bug has to, I need to get that put in my name. And it's just a matter of me giving this guy a phone call. Like I said, his office is right by my work. So it's a matter of calling him up, setting an appointment, dropping off, because I've got the signed title, I've got everything for that thing. It's just a matter of me going there and having the title service company just get it done. Because obviously I haven't done it in 6 months. So I'll let him deal with it. You rescued a mixed terrier shepherd, Sydney. Her and Jake got along fine. Yes, right, you did. Good for that. Good for that. I like rescue dogs. Long story, not good. Taking a break from rescue. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, GPLE. I'm sorry to hear that. I know you were pretty heavily involved with that. Am I going to convert the Suburban to a Cummins? I've waffled with that for a long, long time on stuffing a 12BT, or a 12BT, what am I talking? You're stupid. A 6BT into that 88 Suburban. And for years and years, I would have immediately said, yes, I will put one in there. I don't know. I'm just one guy, and there's only so many hours in a day, and there's other things that I would rather do. I would love to put a 6BT and a 5-speed or a 6-speed manual transmission in that thing. I would love to do that. There's a couple things logistically about putting a Cummins in a square body Suburban. That one specifically, I'm not interested in doing a body lift. So in order to get a 5.9 Cummins in there, I have to do some firewall modification, which isn't a big deal. It's all about time and metal to get that thing to fit in there, because I don't want to do a body lift. I'm just not a fan of body lifts. Secondly, that Suburban's only a half ton. It's what's considered a heavy half. It has the dual shocks up front and everything. So not that I'm using it for four-wheeling, not that I'm going to use it to be some high horsepower beast. Both the axles on the Suburban have been rebuilt, and they're extremely heavy duty, and they would probably hold up fine to being a driver, and that's what that would be, as a driver. But truth be told, I have a lot of cars right now. I've got a lot of vehicles, and that Suburban sits a lot, and it would cost a lot of money. First of all, I got to buy a donor. There are some components, there's some adapters, there's some mounts and things that I need to buy. I could easily put $5,000 to $7,000 into that thing in parts, probably a little bit more, to get that thing to work with a diesel engine, because it's not a diesel, it's a gas engine. I need to go with a complete hydro boost brake system, which is all available. I can go to Rock Auto right now, and I could buy all the brake components that are designed for that square body to be used with a diesel, and it's not a big deal. I don't know. That's a really good question, and I'm wrestling with whether I do that. I mean, honestly, I've wrestled with whether I even keep that Suburban over the last year. Cummins, the white Dodge truck is the epitome of everything I need in a vehicle. I need a pickup truck. I mean, it's been very clear in my life that I need a heavy duty 3/4 ton pickup truck, open bed that I can haul things with because that's what I do, and tow things with because that's what I do. I like the diesel. I like the 5.9. I've got that. I like the manual transmission. I've got that. I need a 4-wheel drive. With the ranch property, I can't. I just can't exist. My red truck, if you remember that red '99 Dodge I had, was a 2-wheel drive, and I loved that truck. That truck was awesome. It drove like a dream. It got great gas mileage. I had a ton of power, but it was 2-wheel drive. So it's painfully obvious that I needed 4-wheel drive. So the Suburban is kind of, I don't need that truck anymore. And I've waffled with whether I keep that 88 or I sell the 88. Um, I have nothing to gain by selling it really. And I'm not a baller by any means, but what am I going to get for it? And does the money make a difference to me? It does not. I could sell that probably right now in my area for about $3,500. A clean square body gasser that passes emissions test out here, $3,500 all day long, rust free. But do I want to spend $7,000-8,000 on a Cummins conversion for that thing plus my time? Right? If I do it myself, it's my time. If I pay someone else to do it, it'll be $20,000, 15 to 20 to have a shop do it, and that's ridiculous. I won't do that. So I don't know. That's a really good question. I don't know if I'm going to still do the swap on that thing. I'd like to do it, but there's other things I'd like to do as well with my weekends. Like get that Cardinal camping trailer, get a toilet built for that, and get that thing out on the road some more. I've averaged about 3 trips. I mentioned earlier, I averaged, since I bought that, I've used it 3 or 4, not average, I've used it 3 or 4 times a year since I bought it. And I want to use it more. And I want to spend my weekends farting around with that thing with me and the dog, or just me, and just exploring and doing things. And messing with that Suburban would be a lot of hours to get it going. You can't get into it here. That's totally fine. Troy the Tractor Boy says VWs are awesome. We've had 3 bugs and a fiberglass dune body. I love VWs. I honestly do. I got my first VW at 17, and I've always had 1 or 2 in my life for the last 30, maybe 40, 30, 32 or 33 years. I've always had air cooled. I know how to work on air cooled. I'm kind of a unicorn in my area because I know how to work on the auto sticks. One of the Volkswagens I own, and it was a daily driver for more than a decade. I think I put about 11 or 12 years on that bug. Was an auto stick, a 74 auto stick, and I know the auto stick system, and most people don't know that for Volkswagen. But I love Volkswagens. I love air cooleds. I've got 3 of them right now. I'd have 5 if I if I could. I'm actually on the hunt. I don't know if I'm going to keep the red bug, the 70. I paid $150 for that bug, and now that it's running and driving and sorted out and everything, it's worth a lot of money in my area, and it's rust free. There's not a spot of rust on that thing. If I get the registration up current and everything going, that could be a $10,000 Volkswagen in my area all day long. But I'd like something older. I'd like something oval, 56, 57. Maybe even something a little bit older than that with semaphores, early 50s. I don't know, we'll see. I had the opportunity to buy a 53. I shouldn't say I had the opportunity. I did have the opportunity, but the guy turned out to be a wiener, and he sold it. He sold it out from underneath me, but I'd like something older. But again, I've got, right now, currently, in my hoard, I have 2 trucks, a GTO, 3 Volkswagens, a Suburban. I'm one guy with 7 cars, right? And a camping trailer. All I need is a speedboat, which I had for, I've had speedboats, a lot of them in my time. What's up, buddy? I don't have a speedboat now. Cleo's here. She's looking at me. It's 9 o'clock, which is about her time. Between 9 and 9:30 every night, she's got to go for a walk and go poop. So, oh, I said the W word. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry, buddy. Can you give me a few minutes? still have half a beer. Is that okay? Can you give me a few minutes? Do you want to say hi to the peoples? Do you want to hop up? Come here. Hop up. Come on. Hop up. Hop up. Come on. Cleo. Anyway, I've got a lot of cars, but I've got to thin the horde. Thin the herd, thin the horde, whatever. The Suburban might be on the chopping block. It's hard to say. I haven't driven it much in the last year. Excuse me, that burp was rude. The Red Bug, I don't know. I like the Red Bug. It's super clean. It runs really well. I might just keep that and drive it, but Rocker Pat, have a good night, my friend. If you're still here, have a good evening. It's nice to see you. Wait, that one. Rocker Pat. Have a good evening, Rocker Pat. It's good to see you. Your last, oh, that's right. You got that $150 scooter. You got 2 videos on that scooter, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't watched those videos yet. You got the title notarized today. You're going to be cruising the streets before too long. Watch out, ladies. I know. You're gonna be just a super pimp on a scooter. That's right, your videos. You've got 2 videos on that $150 scooter. I need to watch those. I'll watch those when I'm done here tonight and I'm winding down. Gravel trucking. Put 6.2 badges on the Suburban. Sell it to Andrew. I know, right? It's a rust-free Suburban. He would make the trip out here. He'd come out to the West Coast and drive it back home. That thing would drive all day long. Out there, it bums me out because if you've been following my channel for a while, you know I just it's been a couple of years now, but I rebuilt that rear axle and I put a limited slip differential, heavy duty diff. I put new worn the upgraded manual locking hubs on the front. Put new bearings and seals and everything in the rear end, all new fluids throughout the Suburban, and I've probably put 500 or 600 miles on it in the last couple of years. Since I got the white truck, I haven't driven it, right? So I don't know. Maybe Andrew will come out and buy that Suburban. Skook says you've been collecting parts for your 01 half-ton Sierra, front suspension rebuild, new upper lower control arms, outer tie rods, ball joints, wheel bearings. I know you love your truck. You haven't got that done yet? You haven't got your front end done on your Sierra yet? Come on, man! Skook says his wife's brother sold her. Oh, that's right. You had mentioned he sold her a 70 bug. Your wife's brother sold it. Well, let me know if you need a wrench there, Skook, because I got VW oil in my veins, man. I could do air-cooled stuff in my sleep. Gear Grind says, Horde, they're all investments. They all, I mean, I guess they're all investments. None of them are trash, and all of them I could sell very quickly. So I guess that's good. Cleo is thirsty. GPLE, you were interested in the Suburban? Shoot, I'll put the rims in the back of the Suburban. You can have it all. I don't know. I'm waffling on the Suburban. Again, I bought that truck in 94. I think it was 94 when I bought it. It was before I think that was even before my daughter was born. She was born in 95. So it had to have been mid to late 94 when I bought that truck. I've had it a long time, a lot of great memories in that truck. It's really been extremely reliable, never been in an accident, no rot. It's got a little bit of surface rust around the back window right now, that's because I live by the beach, but the frame is straight, there's no rot in it, the floors are solid, the rockers are solid. It's just a great truck. But anyway, Andrew will let it rot, he has too many. You sound like his ex. Carol. Isn't that her name, Carol? Should I say her name out loud? Is that like saying Beetlejuice? Yeah, you're right. Andrew's got a lot of rigs. He's got a lot of vehicles. I feel bad having the 7 that I do, but they're all registered. They're all insured. They all run. Everything I own runs. Yeah, everything I own runs. The GTO is not insured right now. I take it back. 6 out of 7 are insured and registered. Or I take it heck, the red box not registered. I'm trying though. Oh, God. Skook says you want to, but you're working. GPLE just lets you know. That's a great truck. I'll tell you what, that 88, it's a great truck. Overdrive transmission. I would drive it. It needs an oil change right now, but if I were to change the oil tonight, I would drive it to your house as soon as the oil change is done. It has been a really, really good, well-maintained vehicle. Super solid. Nikita Nets has got to go, being called away. Have a great evening, my friend. It's good to see you. Have a good night. Stay safe. The old man bought an 87 and 88. Lots of memories. I'll tell you what, yeah, those square bodies are solid. It's a good truck. Good truck. Hey, Delane Myers. Did I say that right? Myers? Probably Myers. Perfect way to end the night. Live chat from the Beekeeper. Welcome aboard. Somebody, who's texting me right now from 267? That's got to be junk. Hold on, let me get that notice off my phone. Sorry, guys. Well, welcome, Delane. Yeah, Delane. I'm looking at that, right? The impromptu live chat, because I've been the YouTube absent guy for a while, and I apologize for that. Even though, well, whatever. I apologize for that. I will have more videos as soon as I get this downloaded. So as soon as I'm done, I got this camera and I got a lot of stuff on here. I probably have 4 or 5 videos. Like, I have enough footage on here to put together like 4 honest, good content videos. And then when I head up to the ranch in the next couple weeks, I'll get some video up there. I need to do routine maintenance. As I was started to talk about earlier, I need to add that drain valve to the house plumbing system so I can adequately drain that thing in the winter, because I don't like crawling underneath the house with a hairdryer in 0-degree temperature to thaw out pipes. I've got to cut grass this weekend. I've got to get the sawmill, the tank put on the sawmill, and that pipe structure. You guys remember late last year I picked up a free pipe structure from a neighbor, tent type thing from a neighbor that was pulling one down. I need to assemble that. I'm going up with Skippy. I'm going to grab him. What else do we have to do? We're going to be riding quads this weekend because there's a lot of firewood in the woods that we cut over the last couple of years that just good and seasoned. I need to bring that into the woodshed. I need to get that in. So hopefully we'll have some fun videos. I also want to build, if you, let me see, I'm trying to think of the videos that came on. There was the video of when that Terra Pro went up in, when was it, November, December, when there was just a bit of a dusting of snow, and we crossed the creek. I want to build a bridge over the creek. So some of the trees, I've got a few dead beetle kill type dead trees on my property that I want to make a pedestrian bridge over the creek that runs on my property, so I can pass over that and have better access to some of the gravel pits and stuff. Maybe we'll talk about that when I head up there in the next couple weeks. So I have things that I want to video that I think are relatively interesting, and my core group of subscribers and watchers of my videos might find that interesting. I said it right the first time. You've been watching for many years. That's awesome. I appreciate you watching for many years. I do. It's I don't know. It's an interesting community, this YouTube, and it's been a wonderful. I mentioned earlier in this video, God, we're already up at 83 minutes. Good grief, I'll talk the air out of a room. But it's been an interesting journey over the last decade. I think I'm 11 years into making videos now, and I've got some amazing, just, I don't know, there's no drama on my channel, which is what I like. There are some chumps that come into the comment section, but I read all my comments, and if you're an idiot, I'll remove your comment. I'm not going to engage with dummies because I just don't have time for that. But I've got some really, really cool people that watch my videos and comment, and just, it's neat. I've met some really cool people here on YouTube, my internet friends. Your dad had a 79 Chevy short box, I almost said shit box, short box 350 single turbo 400 trans, 79 Chevy. God, I love those. Those were still the round headlights. I remember 79, 80 was their transition year where they made those, Chevy made kind of those weird headlights, and then 81 I think is when they went to that. The front end light that's on my Suburban. Is that a GoPro session camera? It is this one. I think so. It's actually pretty cool. It's super tiny. It's smaller than the Contour Roam. Right, I've been using the Contour action cameras. The problem with this that I see is it doesn't have a hole on the bottom to use for a tripod. So that's kind of weird, me finding things. My brother loaned me this because my cameras are stuck up at the ranch. And I've got, right here behind my camera, I've got a chesty harness. So I've got several videos in this thing. I think it's 128 gig card on here right now. But now that I brought home today, I brought home this card reader. I can get the footage off this camera and into my computer, and I can start making some videos, produce some videos, edit up some videos, and get them uploaded and let you guys know where I've been and what's going on. But this is easy. This live stream thing is easy. I just push a button and here we go. Buddy. Skook says he's got to get to his property, buy a lawnmower, and cut some grass. 3 acres. Yeah, you don't want to do 3 acres with a walk behind. It's funny, Skooky, those that are watching, how many do I have? I got 12 people watching right now. Skooky23 is a friend of mine. I consider a friend of mine who I met through YouTube, who I've got his number. I've had lunch with him a few times, met him in person. And, you know, even though he's listening, so I'm not just saying this, but he's actually a pretty decent guy. You know, whatever, cut him a break. I'm just teasing. He's funny. He's like, hey, he goes, do you have a recommendation on a lawnmower, a lawn tractor type thing? And I'm like, dude, I buy everything that's half a step already in the scrapyard, paid $20 for it, and I get it running, and I drive it until it's ready for the scrapyard. So I don't know squat about new lawn tractors. I like the old stuff, because if I spent $3,000 or $2,500 on a brand new lawn tractor and something broke on it, which everything breaks, even on new stuff, I'd be really bummed out. But if I bought a $100 lawn tractor and something broke on it, I'd be like, it's $100. Big deal, right? I'll fix it and I'll just put it right back on the road. So sorry I couldn't help you with that. GoPro is kind of like the iPhone. They make sure you got to have special cases and mounts for it. You know, you're right. And what's interesting, Gear, is that this camera doesn't talk to my my Apple. I'm an Apple guy. I know I am. I was a Windows guy for a long, long time, and about 10 years ago I converted. But I have to pull the card out of this and put it into this in order to transfer the footage from this onto this. It's a little irritating. That Contour Roam, I have 2 Contour Roam cameras, action type cameras. They're awesome. I really like them, the Contours. It's too bad they didn't take off. I think GoPro paid the right people to squeeze Contour out of the market, but I like my Contour cameras, and they talk to this Mac easy peasy. GPLE says, I don't use my 2 GoPros like that. You can have them if you want them with all the mounts. I have my cameras. My cameras are good. They're just stuck up at the ranch because I forgot them because I'm not very smart sometimes. What are you going to do? Better get your house cleaned and laundry done. Yeah, I know. Gravel Trucking says that. You remembered. The lawnmower's out. The vacuum is out. It's sitting right there. I can see it. It's on the back side of the camera. Because I like teasing Cleo with it. She hates the vacuum. Good grief. She runs around in circles. She gets so stressed out. So usually I'll just put her in the garage where she can't run around me and get in trouble. But yeah, I just have to start a load of laundry tonight and get some vacuuming done, which I will as soon as this live stream is done. No problem. Tractor Boys. Troy the Tractor Boy says, I picked up an 83 Sears Craftsman GTV 16 garden tractor. I love it, but it needs a new starter. Got trouble with the starter. 16, is that a twin cylinder? I've been looking for 83 is probably a twin cylinder, right? A 2-cylinder. I've been actually looking. Those of you that have been watching my channel for a while, I love building stacks, like tractor stacks, to make them look like big boy tractors, my little guys. And I've wanted to build a twin cylinder stack, and I had a 79 Gilson tractor for a few months that I bought out of Grants Pass, Oregon, which isn't too far from my property. my ranch property, and I towed it back here to California, and I got so much money for it. I never got the opportunity to modify that exhaust. It had a twin cylinder in it, and I waffled between doing a 2-into-1 with a big stack or do like dual stacks like a hot rod. But I'd like to get into a twin cylinder little tractor and make a fun exhaust for that. Delane asked me, which cameras do I film with mainly? I mainly film with the Contour Roam action cameras, which I don't have with me, which I left at the ranch. And I like them. I really like the Contour cameras. Those are my go-tos. And I have go-tos. I have GoPros as well. I think they're Heroes. Wait, what did Gear ask me? Gear asked me. GoPro Session, right? So I think I have a couple Hero 4s. I think GoPro Hero 4s. I think that's what they are. I don't remember because they're up at the ranch as well. I've got them in a case. I carry all my cameras in this aluminum case, like a little bitty suitcase, camera case, that I cut foam out that they all nest in there nice and easy. And I have 2 GoPro cameras and I have 2 Contour cameras. And probably 85% of my video is shot 80% on those Contour cameras because they're just really easy and they take really good HD footage. I feel the sound is good and I really like them. And the GoPros are kind of like when I want multiple setups and whatnot. And everything's up at El Rancho. But yeah, this is what I have going now, and I just got this a couple weeks ago. But I have plenty to put up, plenty of videos to put up. So Delane Mayers, I forget. You said I said it right the first time. I think it's Mayers, Mayers. God, I can't remember. Tractor Boy says yes. Twin cylinder, man, that'd be fun. I'd love to do an exhaust system on a twin. I haven't done that yet. No, I take it back. Well, I haven't done one for my own tractor. I should take it back. I did a twin cylinder on a Craftsman that had a twin, and I ran them down, and he was using it as a tug tractor, and I ran it down and down the bottom with slash cut tips on it, so it was like kind of hot rod style twin cylinders, and I used EMT conduit. I believe it was 1 inch and a quarter, just regular EMT conduit, and I had my bender and I bent the pipe, and he had these cool true dual exhaust. Yeah, that's goofy, but another beer coming out of the fridge. You know, you are like talking. I know it may. This is 3. I think I'm gonna stop at 3 though. I use them with your iPhone and your Samsung phones. Yeah, everybody loves tractors. I know, right? I want them all. I've been keeping an eye out on Craigslist for if I could find, and it'd be totally useless for what I need, but it would be really cool to have. But if I could find a little tractor like my Gilson that had a loader on the front, I just think that's really cool. I watched this guy Starpuss. He's in Canada. Starpuss. He's got a Sears Suburban with a front end loader on it. But they're just so expensive when they do come up for sale. But I think it'd be fun to have a little mini tractor with a little bucket on the front. Idiot. I must have more, right? If 3 is good, 4 is better. Gear says he uses a GoPro Hero 7 Black, iPhone 6, and Canon Vixia HRF 600. Good grief! I got an iPhone 6 is what I'm recording on right now. 6S, so it's big. It's like a tablet. Let me see. It's this big. It's like a tablet. Troy the Tractor Boy says he's building a mud mower from an old Murray. Troy, do you upload videos? Tell me right now. I'm waiting. I'm watching the comments. Troy, do you upload videos? Because if you do, I will subscribe to you right now. I think the little mud tractors. I got into watching guys that do. My cat she's making my eyes itch right now. The mudders that people build with lawn tractors, I think, are awesome. I just have nowhere to use one out here. It's not a functional build for me out here. Troy says, yep. Oh, great. I'm going to subscribe to you tonight, I promise. Love to say thanks for asking your questions. Good night. Looking forward to an upcoming content. Have a good night. Have a good night, Elaine. It was nice to see you. Glad you're a long time watcher. Hopefully you're a subscriber. I'm assuming you are. But have a good evening. It's a pleasure to talk to you. Have a good night. GPLE says he has one with a loader. Let's make a deal. Yeah, I'll trade you a Suburban for your tractor with a loader. Do you have one? Have you made videos with that, GPLE? I remember years ago, I'm trying to think now, you had a few little tractors like behind a structure. And if I remember correctly, you had a tree or something fall on them or some branches fell on them. Um, I don't recall, and maybe I'm just having a brain cramp, but I don't recall you having a little tractor with a loader. They come up out in my way. The problem in California is it's not, at least in my part of Northern California, it's not a huge farming community, so tractors and stuff aren't that common, and you so they don't come up, and when they do come up, they're expensive. Too late. Subscribing to Troy. Oh, good. Look at that. Troy, you got yourself another subscriber. Too late, I won subscribing. Gravel Trucking says, have a good night. Got to get ready for bed. Have a good night, GT. It's a pleasure to see you. You're a long-time viewer, subscriber, commenter, and I appreciate you. GPLE says, nope, no visit. Been too busy to make one. Okay. All right. But a little guy would be sweet. A little compact tractor with a front bucket. God, I could get in a lot of trouble with something like that. What are you going to do? 9:15. I need to do laundry, and I need to vacuum. And I need to figure out what I'm going to do. If I'm going to have another one. Well, we're going to wrap this up. We're at an hour. We're at 96 minutes, so an hour and 36 minutes. We're probably going to wrap this up. 11:15 in the old GPLE time zone. Yep. That's weird, actually, because I've got my phone right here I'm doing the video on, and then just to my right is my desktop, and the comments pop up first on my phone, and it takes about 7 seconds before it pops up on there's a little lag on this is on cellular data, so this is on my phone, and I turn off the Wi-Fi for my phone so I wouldn't jam it up, and then my desktop is on Wi-Fi. That's interesting. You wish it was 9:15, I know, right? Yeah, there's a hole in the can. What the hell am I supposed to do? Kevin B, how are you? Good to see you. You caught the tail end. Do I have a camera on my Mac? I do have a camera on this Mac, and I have done live streams directly from this Mac, but I find that I get less lag if I do the actual live stream on my phone and I turn off the wireless on my phone, and then I can watch it. Right now I'm watching it on my Mac so I can see the comments, because on the phone the comment, like one comment will pop off and then it'll fade away, but this way I can see the chat log. I can see on my desktop. But I've done several live streams directly from my Mac. It's covered right now though. I got a thing over it so Chinese spies won't see me and see what I'm doing in my kitchen, because I'm in my kitchen right now. Gear says, thanks for coming on and updating us. Be good to see you. Have a good one. Gear, you going? You calling it a night? Are you having a good one? Say hi to Otis. Otis. Hole in my can or on my lip? Nope, no holes in my lip. Chevy 327. It's good to see you. It's going well. I hope you're doing well too. Kevin, it's 11 o'clock here. Yep, that makes you at Central Standard Time. I'm on Pacific Standard Time. Northern California is where I'm coming at you right now. So, well, we're 99 minutes into this thing. Chevy 327, you got in right at the end of the live stream. I'm half tempted to have another beer, but I think I'm going to call it good. Because as I mentioned, I still need to do laundry and I still need to do vacuuming, but I thought I would throw this up here, and because it's been a couple months. It's been, what, 2 months since I've done a video. And now you're all up to date. I think you're all up to date. We'll do this again real soon. 99, 53, 54, 55. Can I finish this in 100 minutes? Probably not, because I'm going to keep talking about stuff and things. Everybody have a good evening. I appreciate you stopping in and hanging out with me. I'm down to 8 subs right now. Gear says, always a good one. Yeah, beer, gotta fix your late night snack. Otis seen a little daylight yesterday. Still in the tool shed, or that garden shed. Make sure you lock that door. Troy the Tractor Boy, have a good one. Have a good night, Troy the Tractor Boy. Good night, GPLED7. I like you guys. I really, really do. And I appreciate you hanging out. I do. I'm going to call it a good one. Troy, as soon as I get off the phone here, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to sub to your channel. I'm going to check out your build. I want you to continue to upload. Have fun. All right. Thanks for watching. Gotta go. Gotta run. See ya. Yoink.